So, a very good afternoon to one and all. As we have discussed in the previous lecture, the syllabus of computer organization and architecture. And the beginningly, we have start the organization of CPU and the main memory of a IAS computer, that is the Institute of Advanced Studies Computer. What are the organization of CPU and its main memory that we are talking about? Continue with that lecture. So, in the last lecture, we have talking about the structure of non-human machine, where we have talking about there is a main memory which is attached to the ALU, which is called the arithmetic logic unit. We can say the name is a central processing unit, and there is also one a program control unit. That program control unit is connected with my arithmetic logical unit ALU, where we have all the instructions are controlled by the program control unit, and then after we have transferred it to the input output equipment where we have display the output. Apart from that, in the yesterday's lecture, I'm going to tell you the generation of microprocessor and 8085 and 8086 internal architecture that we have basically lecture. Now, the IAS detail, the set of register that is storage in CPU. What are the storage capacity of the IAS computers that there? So there is a memory buffer register, where in the memory buffer register we have stored the instruction sets, temporary instruction set where we are using for that execution. Then memory address register. What are the address that memories carry out? Like the address is register address, register indirect address, direct address, that we have taken care into the memory address register. Then instruction registers, instructions, whatever the instructions we are fetched from the memory, and that we can have set of registers in my IAS computers. Instruction of buffer register, program counter is there. Program counter is used to count or to use to point out the next instruction. While we are executing the current instruction, the program counter is fetching or program counter is pointing out the next instruction of my memory. Then there is the accumulator. So the accumulator is a register where we have used to store the result of data. The accumulator, there are four different types of register in the CPU, that are the accumulator stands for AX register, base register stands for BX register, CX register stands for counter register, and DX register stands for data register. There are the four different types of register we have used in 8086 microprocessor or in the IS computers, where each register or is used to store some value. And there is a one special in the accumulator register is that the accumulator is used to store a result of my instructions. So here it is, the structure of IS, that is industry institution of advanced studies. So here in the structure of IS is one arithmetic logic unit, where there is a arithmetic logic circuit, and that is in the second there is a program control unit, that is called the ALU of arithmetic logic unit, and the ALU of program control unit, where we can have the accumulator is there, we can have the in the ALU we have the AL, AC stands for accumulator, MQ stands for multiplier quotient is there, and MBR stands for memory buffer register in our arithmetic logic unit. And this MBR is connected to the input output equipment where the instructions and data are stored in that main memory. And in the program control unit, there is the instruction buffer register, program counter is there, instruction register is there, memory address register is there, and there is a control circuit which is formed the control signals, and all this main memory is connected with that. So this is overall structure of Institute of Advanced Study Computer. Now, in the commercial computer, we are talking care about now the CPUs, different CPUs, central processing unit. So 1947, Eckhart Macaulay computer operation is there. There is a universal automatic computer, UNIVAC, that we can talking about, that are the commercial computer. Then US Bureau of Census in 1950 calculation. So US Bureau develop one computer, commercial computer for calculating a census. Census means what? The जनगणना जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं. So census in 1950 they calculated. So become a part of this Sperry Rand Corporation. In the late 1950s, the UNIVAC 2, the commercial computer is invented, which is the faster and having a more memory, more storage memory you can have use in that commercial computer. Now the next one is IBM, the very famous computer, IBM. So IBM is used the punch card processing equipment. Like yesterday I told you, in the decade or in the era of 1950s, that era, when the programming is done, so this programming is done through that punch card, and that processing, that all the programming instructions operation that we are performing in that punch card. So the IBM first first store program computer is evaluated. That is a scientific calculation is included in that particular. The later on, the more business application are included in that computer. That is in the 1950, in the era of 1950, the 702 IBM computer is invented. Business application is there. Then the transistors. The next phase is for the transistors. So that replace vacuum tube in form of transistors. Vacuum tube doesn't have a memory. Vacuum tube doesn't have a memory, so we have used a transistor. So transistor is having a memory, which is used to store a data. Which is used to store what? Used to store a data. There is a smaller than the vacuum tube, cheaper, less heat dissipation, solid state device made from silicon. You know that where our processor is made for a silicon, made from a silicon, that invented in the Bell Labs, Bell Laboratory. So that we can have used a transistor in the computer development, CPU development that we have had. In transistor-based computer, second generation of machine, that is NCR, RCA procedure, small transistor machine, IBM 7000. In the December 1957, which is produced the transistor-based computer, the second generation of machine, that vacuum tubes is replaced by the transistor, and the transistor is smaller in size, cheaper, and it is used to store data. That is why we have converted, or we have replaced, or we have transferred from vacuum tube to our transistor-based computers. Then microelectronics, literally a small electronics. Microelectronics, you know that in the vacuum tube, if we have to store a data, the room size machines are there, which is used to store data in transistor level or in the vacuum tube level. But nowadays there is some ICs, electronic chips, small chips are there, ICs, where we have to store a GB, TB of data. That is the microelectronics, the small electronics. A computer is made up of gates, memory cell, and interconnections. Look at here, our computer. Nowadays, a CPU is made up of combination of gates, as we have discussed in the bridge courses, that there are different types of gates: AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND gate, NOR gate, universal gate, exclusive OR gate, basic gates. So that gate is used to simplify our memory, or it is used to simplify our structure of my architecture. And for that simplification, we have used the gates, memory cells, which is used to store a data and their interconnections. And this can be manufacturing on a semiconductors, that is silicon wafer. We have used the silicon wafer semiconductor to manufacturing that gate, memory cells, and their interconnections. then the generation of computer. Vacuum tube. So the vacuum tube is in the decade from 1946 to 1947. Oh, sorry, 1957. That is the range. In that 10 to 11 years, these vacuum tubes are computers are used. Then later on, vacuum tube is replaced by transistor, which is having the range is from 1958 to 1964. In that range, the computers are used by using a transistors. Now onwards, in 1965 onwards to the 1970s, the small scale integration up to 100 device on a chip that we have used to storage a data, where small scale integration we have used to define a computer, draw CPU. And then in the on 1971 onwards, we have used the medium scale integration, where 100 to 3000 devices on a chip we have connected to store the data. And then large scale from 1971 to the 1977, where 3000 to 10,000 devices on a chip we have included. And it's a very large scale integration that is from 1978 to 1991, near about 10,000 to 1 crore devices on a single chip we have included to collect data. And there is the ultra large over the crore devices are we have used, we have scaled, we have integrated in our single computer. That is the generation of now the Moore's law is the stage of Moore's law. So it increased the density of component on a chip. Moore's law. ICs, what we are discussing here, the IC chip, a small chip is there which is used to store a large number of data, huge number of data. So we have increased the density of component on a chip. So the Jordan Moore, the co-founder of Intel, which is used, a number of transistors on a chip will double every year. One times it is used 100, then it is increased to 300, increased to 1000, 10,000, lakhs, crore, increase by increase, day by day, it is double their transistor every 18 months. So the cost of chip has remained almost unchanged. And it is higher packaging density means a shorter electrical path giving high performance that Moore's law says. That fewer interconnections increase reliability is there in the Moore's. The next one is IBM 360 series. Next one is what? The IBM 360 series. That we have the next topic of our syllabus, that is IBM 360 series. So this series is replaced 7000 series, where in the 7000 series in 1964 the IBM is launched 7000 series, which is replaced by the IBM 360 series. The first planned family of computers. Use a plan of first family computers that almost all the persons, individuals use this computer at their individual homes. So similar or identical instruction sets in that IBM 360. Similar or identical operating systems are there. Increasing speed, increasing number of input output ports, increasing memory size, and also increase the cost. That is the IBM 360 series is having the similar identical instruction set, same instruction set throughout the computer. Identical operating system, like we can have say that the IBM 360 operating system is there. So that is used. XP, commonly used. Windows, commonly used. Android, commonly used. So that commonly used or similar identical operating system that we can give throughout the series of this IBM 360. Increase the speed of processing. Increase the number of input ports. More number of input ports, increase the memory size. So that we have the increase, also increase the cost of this system. So this DEC PDP-8, the first mini computer after minisc, did not need air-conditioned room, small enough to sit on a lab bench, and near about $16,000. Enabled application, embedded application, and OEM and bus structure. So that is the these PDP-8, the computer. There is no need to air condition, but at the time of vacuum tube, At the time of transistor, we have the complete AC cooled room are required to run that system. So now, when this IBM 360 is invented, then there is a no need of air conditioning room. Small enough, it is set up on the lab, set up on the lab bench. Costing is $16,000. Embedded application, like you know that the embedded application, where we have used assembly language and the bus structure, that is a data bus, transferring the bus structure is here we are using. Here are the big PDP bus structure. That is the console controller, CPU, main memory, input-output model, input-output model, input-output model, and so on. Console control. Omnibus, that is transfer data in only in one direction, not double two-way bus, single transfer. In the transfer, there is no revert back of the data. But in two-way transferring, data is received all as well as transfer. Then semiconductor memories. In 1970, the size of single core, 1 bit of magnetic core storage, hold 256 bits, non-destructive, much more faster, and the capacity approximate double in each year. So that the semiconductor we have using in our CPU to storage a data, large number of storage, 1 bit of magnetic core storage is there, which is hold 256 bits in a one single core. In Intel, then we have started the Intel. As yesterday I have told you, in 1971, the first microprocessor, that is 4004 is invented. Okay, all CPU component on a single chip. The first 4 bit, then 8085. Before that, the 808, 8088, these are not much more famous microprocessors, but 8085 is a much more famous microprocessor, which is having the speeding of it up. Pipelining is there, onboard cache is there, branch predictions, data flow analysis there, speculative executions are there. So that all completely we used in the 8-bit microprocessor. Performance balance. These are the login and memory performance of CAP in 1992 to 2000, where the logics were are improved in megahertz and memory is also up to the 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte. And nowadays, a system is having a 1 TB data which is used to store in a single laptop. So that is all about the CPU and memory architecture in IIS.